We'll call the November meeting of the Stark County Commission to order. It is 9:10 a.m. on November 4th. We will begin with the pledge. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first item on the agenda is to ratify the agenda. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the agenda as presented.
By Commissioner Claris. Do I
I'll
have a
second.
second? By Commissioner Franchuk. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Minutes. We will start with the minutes of the October 7th meeting. Any additions, corrections?
I'll move to approve.
By Commissioner Franchuk.
Second.
By Commissioner White. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We will move on to the October 9th minutes in front of you, or in your packet.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve those minutes.
By Commissioner Claris.
Second.
By Commissioner White. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And the last one is for October 22nd.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the October 22nd meeting.
By Commissioner Claris.
I'll second.
By Commissioner Franchuk. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, you have in front of you the accounts payable. Any questions?
Anything have to come over from the park board?
We have that on another item below.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, they are in
Except
here?
for the change order.
Okay. So if you want to make, if we do have discussion or motion, we can just add the change order for today into the motion. Okay,
That's just approval of the change order, right?
Right.
Because we're not gonna pay it. until
Right,
we get an invoice.
right.
Okay.
So we'll actually do that separate. Sounds good.
So I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable.
We have a motion by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Marsh to pay the accounts payable as presented. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh. Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion carries. Park Board, easy for me to say. Park Board items. I think the only issue now that we've approved those bills is to approve the change order for the building permit.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the change order.
Okay, by Commissioner Claris,
Second.
by Commissioner White. Since there is money there, we'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carried. Okay, we'll start with
You
the.
have to approve that for that with the joint thing for that trail thing through the. with the
Oh,
study.
yes, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve our share, which would be $2,500 to contract with SRF for the grant application with for park trails in Stark County.
Pending.
What account are we gonna come out of?
Well, I would assume the county park.
Okay.
Or special projects for park.
Okay, okay,
It was, we were waiting to approve that 2,500 before the city approves theirs, correct?
subject to theirs approval.
Okay.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Claris. Did we have a second?
I'll second.
By Commissioner White,
That was by me.
by Commissioner Franchuk. I know you guys were fighting over that one, so. Roll call vote. Commissioner Claris.
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Commissioner White.
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh. Chair votes aye. Motion carries. Okay, now we will go to the sheriff's report.
Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. You've got my report yesterday, hopefully. Certainly stand for any questions on that. I guess what I need is approval for a new hire. Obviously, our truck rig position is now vacant. Corporal Tesher is moving on to greener pastures, literally, with acquisition of a new position and some ranching there, so we wish her the best. She will definitely be greatly missed. This new hire may involve some promotional processes. We'll see who ends up in that position, but regardless, I need you guys to approve the hiring of a new deputy.
I'll make that motion.
By Commissioner Franchuk,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Marsh. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. In addition to that, obviously, we had some Halloween events in Belfield, Richardson, and Dickinson. Had 2 very beautiful days and 1 very cold one on Halloween, so those went very well. It was good to see all those kids out enjoying it. No issues on Halloween anywhere in the county that were of great significance, so that was good. We did have 2 fatalities this month, 2 fatality accidents. One, of course, being by the golf course, and then another being south of South Hart. Unfortunately, that was the same shift that handled both of those, and they were very similar in nature, so they had to deal with that. You guys have any questions on those?
It has been brought to my attention about that, that curve out by the golf course there. I know we went through the process of lowering the speed limit out there, right? Is there reflectors going around that corner?
There is some signage there. I don't think that curve played a huge role in this accident.
Okay.
Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to address. I'll try to get through this. Very quickly here. A couple of things that, we need to request today, so bear with me on this. It's a little lengthy. It seems especially around budget time, we as county employees always talk about how our jobs different from each other in the attempt to explain our positions, set ourselves apart from one another to achieve pay raises for our staff, or ask for improved equipment to more successfully and efficiently manage our jobs. To the criticism of some of my staff, I am sometimes accused of not fighting hard enough for them and their particular raises and benefits. Whether it is due to my fiscal responsibility or my belief that each of our jobs are equally important, both in this county and society in general, I may indeed be guilty of staying too quiet at times. With that being said, I feel I would be remiss if I did not take the time and opportunity to say that although our jobs are equally important, they are simply not the same. As we responded to 2 more fatality crashes last month, one of which took the life of an 18-year-old young man, I began to reflect on my career that has spanned well over 20 years of law enforcement service to Dickinson and Stark County. A career that has seen a community turned upside down by oil impact and everything that has occurred in its aftermath. Now, certainly all of our jobs have become busier and more complex due to the changes in our communities, but again, these changes affect us all differently. Again, with that being said, I don't believe it's appropriate for us in law enforcement to compare our jobs to anyone else, because every job certainly has its own set of skills. That is always a valid argument, and an argument I both value and agree with, which is partially why I have maintained at times a degree of silence when it comes to fighting for my staff. But as I continue to age and reflect, I realize more and more what we all do is once again equally important, but is not the same. The fact of the matter is that in Stark County, we're all paid by the taxpayer to provide a service for every citizen, visitor, and passerby. Those services provided by each of us is drastically different. As circumstances would have it, our services often cause us in law enforcement to deal with people during their worst days. Our service often puts us in front of the violent, the mentally ill, the chemically addicted, the victims, and sometimes the worst society has to offer. In my career, I've had countless incidents where I've been punched, kicked, spit on, shit on, and even shot at. I've been covered from head to toe in the blood of someone trying to commit suicide inches from me. And I've responded to countless overdoses, suicides, traffic fatalities, and crimes pertaining to children that are unmentionable. Every officer has their own story and what may or may not have affected them the most. An average person may come across something quote unquote shocking once, or if they're unfortunate, twice in their lifetime. Those of us in law enforcement not only live with it on a continual basis, but we also live with the aftermath of what resonates with us personally for a lifetime. Once again, our jobs and positions are all important, but they are not the same. Now to my point. You will have two things to ask of you today regarding the Stark County Sheriff's Office, and I wholeheartedly hope that you will agree to both. One I will ask of you right now, and one Joetta and Eldon will bring forth a little bit later as part of the holiday policy change. The DPD is looking at doing something very progressive with their department, and I would ask that we be able to follow suit. They are mandating a mental health check-in each year as part of their new policy. This is a paid 1-hour visit with a professional in conjunction with their employee assistance program. The employee is not mandated to share any more or any less than what they decide or want during this 1-hour session. In addition to this, extra funds have been provided for any employee that wishes to reach out after a critical incident or otherwise to receive any necessary services that they feel are needed to help them navigate through the incident or time of need. I feel this is not only a priority, but I also feel that it is the responsibility of myself and this commission to make this request a reality. Selfishly, being a third-generation law enforcement officer, and an overconfident one at that, I often balked at things like these until I actually utilized one. Not something I'd ever thought I'd admit publicly until I realized how much others needed to hear it. After all the aforementioned things, and including the loss of a coworker and many friends, my tipping point was zipping up a juvenile boy in a bag last spring. Excuse me. My first time, thank you. My first time experiencing a kind of finality involving a juvenile. Considering the budget is set for 2026, I am asking that we be able to pull these services out of an existing sheriff's office line item or the county general's fund. Stand for any questions that you might have.
Does the contract we have now through the village, would that work with this program or not? Joetta, would you answer?
Joetta Piercy, Human Resources Director. Yes, we certainly could do something with them. I think we would probably want something local here, though, that they could go in person, wouldn't?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think we would want virtual or over the phone.
They have nobody local for the.
I don't think they do, but I can check.
I'm Commissioner Franchek. The police department has somebody that they're usually using locally that I can consult and see if that's an option, but I think there are a couple other options locally.
And our EAP doesn't have anybody locally, correct?
Yeah. Through the village,
They
I don't believe so.
Usually they don't locally.
So this is, did you say voluntary or mandatory?
It's a mandatory 1-hour visit per year as part of the health plan, but this would allow them to go back as needed.
And
So,
then
with some extra funds.
Follow up if necessary.
Correct.
So after an incident happened, is there something that's in place now, or would that also be included where if they need to?
Whatever they need, basically. If it's a result of a critical incident or not, or something personal, whatever the case may be. Obviously, this stuff accumulates. You never know what's going to hit
Could be
you.
more than once a
Like,
year.
I didn't know that was going to hit me this morning, but it just did. Apologize for that. But
So it could be more than once a year, depending on how they need it. It's not only a year.
correct.
That's-
And obviously, everybody's different, and some guys are going to not like to have this hour that they're mandated to do. But again, they can share as little or as much as they want. So.
Just to let the commission know how seriously, I think even the state is taking this last legislative session, they approved up to 10 hours of free psychological counseling for jurors who have to sit through, trials. And so if the state is approving it for jurors who have to just hear these kinds of things, I mean, you can imagine what law enforcement probably needs on the things that they see
Absolutely.
much more frequently.
So this would not be a set dollar amount, it'd be as used.
Correct.
Well, how do we make a motion for this?
Certainly, we have a line item in our sheriff's budget that's called licenses and agreements. I think this could probably fall under that. I don't know what that's gonna look like at the end of next year if we use it a lot, so that's why I'm asking, I guess, if that's our best option and we go outside of that line item, then this would be why. So hopefully it can get some pre-approval on that, so we're not questioning at the end of 2026.
What line item is your workforce safety and insurance out of?
I don't have that in my line items.
The
It's just out of the
general?
It's not under his
Okay.
specific budget.
Any other comments?
Is there any third party, just other third party line items?
Nothing that would pertain to that, I don't believe.
So your proposal would be to start out paying it out of licenses and other agreements and then bring the expenses forth as you're utilizing them, or?
I guess I'm looking for some direction from you guys here.
Well, I think it's a worthwhile cause and project. It certainly helps our law enforcement staff, so, but you have no idea on cost because you don't know.
No clue.
You don't know what you don't know at this point.
EAP also comes out of the general, or the EAP program?
Like I said, I think I have a few that would utilize it much more than others, so.
But you want to mandate it.
1 hour for everybody, yes.
Okay, any,
We could just add some dollars, once we see how much it is, to that general line that's already being used for the village or the EAP line. And you could allocate it that way, just for tracking purposes, because that's kind of the same thing. But that's up to the commission.
what are your wishes?
I'd make a motion, but I wouldn't know what I'm making a motion about, so
Well-
I'll let somebody else.
Yeah,
Corey, on you're mandating or some of the physicals too, aren't you, after a certain age too? Is that, what does that line item come out of?
Yes, so through Sanford Occupational Health, what's that program called? Joyda?
It's a presumption that if, let's say, an officer has a heart attack, that it could be related to his service. And so they have guidelines to get physicals done like at higher, and then every 5 years type of a thing. But the longer you are in law enforcement, the more often you have to get the physicals done. Yeah, it can be every year once you hit like 15, 20 years.
So we currently do that. What is that? Where does that come out of our budget, your budget out there if they're physicals?
We have I forget what it's called, medical something.
I think
But it's
we-
very-
That'd probably be in line with that. I would think it's one of that part of the line budget.
Okay. That has very few dollars in it, but,
Well, we
If we
could
go
amend
over,
that,
that's
I
what I'm
guess, if
asking, I
it's
guess.
needed, yeah.
okay.
I don't think there's any doubt that this needs to happen. We just gotta figure out where it's coming out of,
yeah.
basically.
I think we authorize the process today and then work out the details maybe at the next meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one. Does Sanford Health offer some kind of package for mental health checkups, substance abuse care, stuff like that?
Not
We
that I'm
know.
aware of.
Okay. Did we get a second on that?
So if Bernie would just like to make the motion to approve the request from the Sheriff's Department for the mental health
Yep.
program. Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Marsh. We have a second
No second.
by Commissioner Franchuk. Any other discussion?
I can make a recommendation by the next meeting where you want to take it from.
Yeah.
And maybe Corey would know how much per session it's probably running. Maybe have an idea.
Okay,
No clue at the moment, but I'll get you something.
okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is our county road report. Mr. Miller?
Morning, Commissioners. Todd Miller, Stark County Road Superintendent. This month here, last month, I guess, in October, we were hauling material, gravel being hauled from north of Richardson, and we completed that. South of Antelope area, we also completed that as well. They were working in the Taylor area, trying to get some of the dormant gravel hauled out. And then we also started scoria operations over in the Belfield area and trying to get that done, getting close. Got estimated about 3 to 4 miles to be completed over there. Mowing operations were going smoothly for the county right-of-way ditches and have started. It was back in September 29th and we're just completed here yesterday. There's some mowing that we have to do for people that didn't get out there to mow their ditches. So we got a few of those places. Contacted most of them by phone. They've been busy doing late farm work and they'll get to them. So the other thing is my engineers aren't here today, so I'll be speaking on behalf of those guys as well. So then we just started this morning on graveling the 110 33rd project. And that will take at least 3 to 4 days, I do believe, maybe 5. If it all goes well, we might finish by the end Thursday in 3 days, but we'll see how that goes today. That project will be complete then, besides doing as far as seeding and all that, and then putting the fences back up. Culvert replacement, we had a culvert, 3 culverts that were bad in Ron Holt's farm area, and we replaced those with 2 large 48s. That's been completed. Other projects that we, as the road department, has been working on, we did the fairgrounds, cleaned it all up, winterized it for the season, and then worked on all the equipment, servicing it, repairing it, and getting it ready for next season for out there, whoever takes that over. Lakeview Park is under construction. Piers have been installed by the Parks and Rec employees, and they'll be back once they're finished with their Veterans Memorial Park. So then they'll install that equipment when they can. So the other thing that we worked on was some shoulder work on Highway 10 near South Hart. On county forces filled in the drop off along the pavement and the road that access into South Hart for some safety concerns, and had some striping done on Highway 10, made some no passing lanes on Highway 10, just be by 117 and 119th through there, made a no passing zone because the safety concerns of a lot of approaches along that roadway. KLJ, Andrew isn't going to be able to be here, so I'll report for him as well. West Broadway is completed. We're waiting for a price from Northern Improvement to chip seal that for next year, to include it in on this project as well. And we might even include it if it's too high of a bid. We might just bid it out with the chip seal for the Enchanted Highway next year. The other thing is KLJ is still working on the right-of-way for the roundabout for 2027 over by Martin Construction. And other than that, if you have any questions, or that's all I have.
When you mow, when somebody doesn't do the section lines and you mow, do you charge them then?
Yes, it's $500 per mile for the mowing, that if we have to mow it. The only other thing that was brought to my attention in our mowing, we don't have like the width. So somebody could go out there and just cut it with a lawnmower, and it's considered good because we don't have a legal width or a width in our ordinance, and so then maybe we can just maybe think about changing that to like other counties have, like a 8-foot, 10-foot wide width cut. I understand there's ditches out there that are straight drops that they can't cut, but, so that's something to look forward.
Has
I
it been a
mean,
issue, year over year? I know this year's tough because of the late
some do, but once you bill them one time, they're the first ones all cut next year.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
because it does get to be pretty spendy at 500 per mile, so,
I bet it does.
yeah, so.
I'm just gonna jump on your Enchanted Highway
Yep.
thing. I don't know if I announced it last week, the North Dakota Department of Transportation has turned down the request to take over control and maintenance of that road. So there was a request from us and Hettinger County to allow that to happen, and we got the letter recently that they have declined to do that, so go ahead.
Is that just for this, I mean,
No,
can we
well,
ever
it's pretty-
approach again, or no?
It's a pretty,
Pretty cut and dry?
yeah, it's a very
Okay.
short letter, so.
Okay. So the answer is no then, okay.
Answer that's a, yes, it is.
Okay.
The letter, right.
Did have some discussions about maybe redoing that road, since it's like a $27 million project, if we were to tackle it all at once, maybe into phases. And there might be some funding available for that from my conversations with Mr. Krebs of KLJ.
Okay.
So we'll be working on that then.
Pursue
Thanks. Anything else?
Are you gonna take the northern one, or did you cover that as well? Northern Plains?
Yes, I did.
I'm
Northern
sorry.
Plains is, alls we have is that, over by south of Belfield, that's complete. We just have one little water drainage thing that we gotta fix over there. We hauled the material on it, so that's all done. And then 110 and 33rd is the other project, so
Okay.
that's all he had, so.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So Corey, are you handling the Baker Boy discussion, or
Yeah,
somebody?
I believe Scott here? You want to step? Scott's here. so-
Okay, come on up.
So you sent we got the email that you sent out this week. If you just want to update us on the whole commission on the project.
Good morning. Scott White, Plant Engineer, Baker Boy. Where do I start, sir?
Well, you got the KLJ, and then you've got the cost estimate from B&G,
Yes,
and then and that's option one,
yes,
not option two,
yes,
that you're planning on going through, and that cost is at 40,000, right?
yes, sir.
And per our prior agreement that we have, the update on the line is that Stark County, utilizing that line, would pay half of that, right?
That goes back to the 2005 agreement, yes, sir.
So that's the 40,000. Is that the 30,000 of KLJ as well?
That's a decision above my pay grade, sir.
Okay. I guess that's a discussion.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can give us a brief history, when the line was installed.
Yes, sir.
Yep, so,
So back in 97, Baker Boy got together with the city, and KLJ designed the sewer system from our plant to tie into the city. There were some other modifications back in '05. I believe I can get you the exact dates later. In 2005, when the county built this new shop, it was requested that by the county to tie into our line. Significantly less cost to do so than to run a direct line themselves. So we did that with the understanding that we'd partner together for any work downstream. Now with the roundabout coming, we've been ordered to come up with a change in the line. The city has offered a wonderful solution. KLJ has designed the appropriate engineering to make that work happen. We put it out for bids. We got an acceptable bid. And we were going to try to utilize KLJ for the implementation of that, to oversee the install, but delays have forced us to take that on ourselves.
okay, thank you.
And that line has to be diverted due to that roundabout, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're in front of us today to ask for our support or commitment for the 50% cost of the bids that you've received.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So our 50% would be 50% of the 70,600?
Yes, sir.
And that would be a 4-inch line, not a 3-inch line?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's a $1,500 difference to go to upsize to the 4-inch. We anticipate having to upgrade our line in the future, and this would be cheap in comparison to upgrading that portion down the road.
So what's the number? Is
And,
this
35,300.
that number?
yeah, there's two different contractors in there. Yeah, there's, Commissioner White's been, had in-depth discussion and looking at this, and this is, I think, it's by contract, we're committed to this, so. Any
It's
other?
our project to begin with. I mean,
Yeah.
the roundabout is our project.
Yeah,
We're
so-
the ones causing the problem.
And if there's gonna be additional development out west, I think it's gonna create some opportunities potentially out there sometime as well, but that's neither here nor there. It's still your, shared line, so.
So I make the motion to approve the 35,300 for the upgrading the
Okay.
project.
Okay, should we take it out of the Dickinson County Shop Capital Improvement? Fund?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner White. Do we have a second? Then we can get
I'll second that.
by Commissioner Claris. Any further discussion, questions? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner White,
Aye.
Commissioner Claris,
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk,
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion approved. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you, Scott, for being patient with me during this.
Yeah.
Likewise. Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
Okay, we don't have any additional county engineer reports, so we will move to the Gladstone Fire update. Terry?
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to come to you guys and give an annual report. I'm going to just pass out the original report, but we're just going to go through a few short slides and I'll kind of go over everything so that we can get going. You have other business to go through. So we have our annual meeting every year. It was September 25th this year. Bernie was there, thank you. And so we go over everything, what we've done as a board and what the firefighters have done and all of that. So you'll have a list of the different board members that are on there and then also the map of how we extend up into Dunn County, both counties. It's approximately 70% for Stark County and 30% for Dunn County, just roughly on that kind of on that map with that. You're going to see the profit and loss for the year on there. It's kind of small on your printout. And the cash on hand. That cash on hand will also include some of the funds that we're holding ahead for the next truck that will be coming in probably in December, and we'll go over that. So also we'll go over some of the different projects that we've done, the additional radios and pagers that were purchased. Radios and pagers seem to be an ongoing project that never seems to ever go away with that, with upgrades and such. There was frontage concrete poured. We've extended out again to try to make sure that we're not bringing as much debris in. It just makes it nicer, especially if it rains out front. Updated boots and helmets were purchased at just over close to 19,000. Gear seems to wear out quite a bit, and of course there's different types of gear for their different calls. Foam and nozzles were purchased. You can see the amount. Flammable cabinet for shop supplies. New tables and chairs, and then a new laptop for the office. So we've also got a list of the different firefighters there for you. There's 35 firefighters, average of 15.4 years of service, 1,362.6 service hours for our last cycle. And there's quite a few of them in there from other communities other than Gladstone. The firefighters also go through quite a few educational and training events. North Dakota Firefighters School Training, hazmat training, bovine emergency response class, which has been a new one.
What is it?
Actually, very quickly, Doug, our fire chief, is going to explain because it is quite interesting.
So it's put on by the Extension Service about wrecks with cattle trailers and how to deal with the cattle in the trailer, and then how do you manage them once you try to get them out of the trailer. So that's the, working with law enforcement, a lot of times there's, they could be Canadian cattle and you can't just dump them into Stockman's. So there's some quarantine stuff, but that's the basis of that class.
That's cool.
There was just out east somewhere, there was a wreck not that long ago that, the fire department in eastern North Dakota had to deal with, so it happens.
I'm sure it does. Cool.
Yeah. Also, Forest Service wildland training, nozzle training, and the Dickinson Fire Department defrost structure training. So you'll also see that we've got the firefighter auxiliary with that, who's very involved with things. The other one that I'll visit with is about the new truck that will be coming, and we're anticipating possibly in December. As you guys know, these are always like 2-year projects. We started this in 2023 with different ways to fund it, but also it just takes that long to put these trucks together with that. So it's a 4,000-gallon tender tanker that will be coming, and hopefully it'll happen in December. So what we did with that was we looked at different funding options, and I know I've been before you before with this truck, another one and such, but we always try to seek out those other options that will fall into either state aid, emergency impact office, different grants. Numerous grants are written for this, so you can see the list of those different different funding that came forward. And originally, when I'd asked for a commitment on a balance, it was over 83,000, and we were able to get more funding to drop that back down to just over 67,000 with that for Stark County, and of course Dunn County also participates in that. So that should be arriving sometime in December. And we try to pledge everything that we can rather than ever coming to just ask for a full request on anything like that. So we're real focused on replacing things. We have a lot of upcoming projects coming on, and the next one will be one other truck, and that will be replacing the old number 1. Who's had a lot of problems. Some of that equipment, of course, I've mentioned before, you aren't able to either get parts or else by the time you end up refurbishing, it just is more economical to order a new truck, as expensive as what they are. And you can see this one we had budgeted before at the other one at $325,000. This one now is at $371,000. But you do get some discounts paying ahead, so that's what we've done. 2-year project, and this one will be expected in 2027. So you can see some of the different commitments that we're putting forth right now for both board and firefighters and the remaining amount. So again, we'll be going out to do some more grant seeking for that. So we'll also be having some more things coming up. There was a bookmobile that had been obtained from the Southwest Library, and then now that is being replaced by an F-550 chassis with a cargo body from DTE, and so that's being finished up right now. So we also follow different legislative updates, things like that. You'll see that in there, some tax relief on some fuel taxes for all different firefighting districts, and also for fire protection services excluded from sales tax. So you'll see the budget in there, that you can just take a look at that. And of course, we try to list everything that we're anticipating with a small reserve. And then community relations, so there's quite a bit that the firefighters and the auxiliary both do. The chili cook-off, the Easter egg hunt, touch-a-truck, the fireworks, fire safety week, where they bring the kids in from neighboring communities also for that. Parade of lights and a Christmas party. So the other one would just be that, Doug Brust is our chief fireman, and he does different reports to us during that annual meeting for what they've been called out for and such. So if you have any questions for him, I'll let him answer that, or for myself.
Any questions for Terry or Doug?
So I think you guys are pretty
I know.
active and staying on top of things, which is
Yeah, nice presentation.
Thank you. We try to make it our goal to stay ahead of it, so you're not going to see us go away, because it really is part of making sure that the residents have got safety and that the firefighters have everything that they need to do it. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I think we'll just keep plowing through some of this stuff. Is Mr. Josephson in the house? He is. Come on forward.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. Steve Josephson, County Planner. There were five requests that went forward to the Planning and Zoning Commission last Thursday. For the first four, all involve, there are 21 lots out in the Norwegian Creek subdivision. What happened was Jared Kessel had purchased all those lands with the intent of using them for agricultural purposes, and he wanted to rezone those properties to agriculture, which has a minimum lot size of 40 acres. And in order to create those parcels, he needed to vacate the parcels, ask for a future land use map amendment that would allow him to rezone to agriculture, and then rezone two of those lots, two of those areas to agriculture. So the first one before you is SV 0125. It's 21 lots that he's requesting to vacate those parcels. It was heard by the Planning and Zoning Commission last Thursday. Both the Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommend approval, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Josephson?
One thing I will mention is that the vacation does not involve any roads. It's only it's only for the parcels.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve SV 01-25 to vacate those lots.
By Commissioner White, do I have a second?
I'll second.
By Commissioner Franchuk, any other discussion, questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Mr. Joseph.
Thank you. The next one is FLM 0125, where Jared Kessel is requesting a future land use map category amendment from general industrial to industrial agricultural for those same properties. Reason being is that the current land use category does not allow to rezone to industrial, but the one that's requested would. Both the Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommend approval, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
I'll make a motion to approve FLM 01-25.
We have a motion by Commissioner White. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
By Commissioner Franchuk, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Mr.
The
Josephson.
next one is RZ 0725. Jared Kessel is requesting rezoning from industrial to agricultural. Those are the lots that are on the west side, that he owns the property on the west side of 129 E Avenue Southwest. Both the Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommend approval, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
I'll make a motion to approve RZ 0725 for Jared Kessel.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Franchuk, second by Commissioner White. Any other discussion, questions? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Mr. Josephson.
And the last one is, the last one with Norwegian Creek is RZ 0825. Jared Kessel is requesting a rezoning from industrial to agriculture for those lots that are on the east side of 129 E Avenue. Both the Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommended approval, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
So on the maps, just a quick question. Are there any developed industrial lots on those two different parcels that there is?
There are, and Mr. Kessel doesn't own them.
Okay. And we're not doing the roads, and so the roads are still the responsibility of the industrial users within that park, correct?
My understanding, yes. Yes, and it also keeps any lots from being landlocked too, so they can access county roadways.
Both directions. Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve RZ 0825.
By Commissioner Franchuk, do I have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner White, any other questions, thoughts, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. There's one more left. I will notify Mr. Kessel of the board's decisions. The last one is an amendment to the zoning ordinance. It's section 311 for floodplain management. back in the legislative session, the legislature approved a amendment to section 1111 of the Century Code that clearly defined those areas of the county that the county commission is responsible for floodplain management. This language would just bring that into compliance with the Century Code. Both the Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommend approval, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
So this is just updating the language on NDCC 111171?
That's right, yes. So there won't be any confusion as to where this county's jurisdiction ends and where city's jurisdiction begins.
Any other questions?
Make the motion to adopt it?
By Commissioner White. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
By Commissioner Claris. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, emergency management.
Good morning, Commissioners. Stark County Emergency Manager, Elena Decker. Community lifelines are stable. I'll be monitoring the next couple months here as the snow kind of rolls in and as we go through this shutdown with food and shelter and other kind of issues throughout the county. Calls throughout the month of October, we totaled about 45. Sat pretty good for it being combining season. I was anticipating more brush fires, but looks like everything was fairly good for the month. We are working right now with Southwestern District Health Services and other organizations in Stark County to prepare for an upcoming food delivery from the Great Plains Food Bank. I'm working on getting some resources for them so they can have places to store the food and unload it. If anyone in the community is looking for information on resources, they can go to ndresponse.gov to look at help through state resources. Going into the winter season, the predictions from the National Weather Service are predicting potentially below average temperatures with above average precipitation. We're in about the 40 percentile range, which they say is actually a strong predictor for heavy snowfall and cold temperatures. That is the December, January, February outlook. And then going into February, March, and April, we are still below average temps, and we're looking at equal chances for either below or average precipitation. So I'll be keeping my eye on that, and I'll be working with the resources in town for if we need to open any warming shelters and coordinating those. So what we're kind of anticipating right now going through the fall is typical temperatures. Our first snowfall is actually looking like this weekend. Nothing too substantial, but I'll be keeping my eye on it. And then below average temperatures in January through April, lasting potentially into May. And then for predicted snowfall, it's going to be active, potentially a good storm in December, and potentially 60 to 70 inches of snow predicted probably around the season. So any questions for me? A quick update this month.
Questions? Any questions for Elena? Hearing none, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next item on the agenda, election joint power agreements. Auditor Karen.
Okay. So we were needing new JPAs with our cities and our schools for elections. We looked at some other counties that had JPA agreements, and this is what was put together. I had Amanda review them as well. And I did include the parks with the cities, the ones that have parks. And so this is an example of one school, an example of one city. And then if the commission approves these, we will also be, including the other schools in the other cities.
So how many political subs do you enter into with the JPA? Do you know off the top of your head?
Well, for these ones that we're doing, it'll be Dickinson School, Richardson Taylor School, South Hart School, and Belfield School. And then for the cities, it's Dickinson, Gladstone, Taylor, Richardson, South Hart, and Belfield.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question on the duration, on number 6, duration. In one area, it says December 31st, 2025, and the other one's 2026. What is the reason for that?
Oh, I might have missed that spot. Okay. Yep, I just need to update that to 26.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, Dean.
Any other questions? You're looking for authorizations to execute the JPA, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to execute those agreements.
So moved.
By
second.
Commissioner Claris, second by Commissioner Franchuk. Any other discussion? Questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Longevity policy. Ms. Percy.
Good morning. As I was looking at this longevity policy, with the additions that you approved last month with the health insurance premium reductions and the health savings account contributions, I'm proposing that we just keep the original language for the longevity benefit that we used for the employees that waive health insurance. So right now, then every employee would be eligible if they worked here 5 or more years and was in the appropriate status. So it's not a huge cost to the county. This next year, it would literally be, if they don't elect health insurance, would be 5 employees at around $2,000. So,
So to go back to this longevity, we, 2 months ago, took that away, right?
Right.
Yes.
And so we're still calling it longevity?
well, that's what I'm calling, it's a longevity benefit for the health insurance premium reduction.
I don't know if that, because I think, well, I'm getting confused then here. If we're,
Because they get reductions according to how many years they've worked here, so.
I mean, it's more of a retention, I think,
You want it
obviously. I don't know if
retention?
we wanted to call it, I mean, longevity, we took that away. I don't know.
Well, I think
feedback
also
is?
too, just to piggyback on your concern, Corey, is that part of the follow-up discussions and approvals that we made to the matrix, we made to the health insurance benefit was, the first thing we did was eliminate longevity. Now we've made improvements or investments in those 2 policies, and then now we're coming back and trying to do this for the benefit of the employees that don't take the health insurance. So that's a little bit of a challenge to me. I understand that if you're an employee and you don't, and your spouse has a better policy available to them than you do through the county, that you elect not to do that. But I'm just wondering a couple of things. I mean, this is a benefit. It's a retention benefit. There's probably a lot of other benefits we do that are not all equally participated in at the employee level. So I struggle with this a little bit at this current time based on the fact that we kind of made some other follow-up decisions based on not having longevity, so.
Well, I don't think it matters if you call it longevity or retention. The purpose is, that we want to recognize employees that have been here for 5 or more years.
So if, under your proposal, if an employee on year 5 is not electing the healthcare option or the investment in that, and years 5 through 10 takes longevity, on year 11, they elect to go into the, take the benefit of the healthcare, that doesn't affect them. I mean, they're still 11th year employees, so their benefit would be the same whether or not they took healthcare prior to that.
Yes, it's by the year.
Okay, and so
Yep.
if they
And
go 5
so-
years later than that, then come back into the longevity or whatever you want to call it, then they're still a 15th year or a 16th year employee. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. yeah.
Well, I think our discussion was our contributions was gonna be towards the health insurance rate. That's definitely taxed differently than a longevity tax as well, correct? We had those discussions? There was discussion of doing away with the longevity. We did that. We put our focus at due to annual increases of health insurance benefits, cost to not only the county, but the employee to help with those. And now, year 1 through 5, we're asking for an annual increase to those that don't take the benefits, right?
No, no, you're not eligible for longevity, any benefit longevity related until year 5.
I'm sorry, until year 5. So we're looking for a monetary number for those that don't want to participate in the health insurance.
No, I'm just proposing we keep the same numbers we've always used. The $3 for years 5 through 10, $3.50 a month for years 11 through 20, and $4 a month for 21 plus years of service. And they would either get longevity pay in December, so they would have had to waive health insurance the entire year. Even if they took a 1 month, they wouldn't be eligible. Or they would get the premium reduction or the HSA contribution.
Other questions, comments? Anybody?
Nothing to say.
I
Okay.
don't have anything.
Okay. What are your wishes, if any? I will ask 2 more times for a motion. Hearing none, the proposal will not be adopted. So what are your wishes? Is there a motion? One final time, is there a motion to deal with this proposal? Hearing none, the proposal at this time does not move forward. Thank you.
Okay, so what would you like me to call the rest of the policy that has how we administer the premium reductions and the HSA contributions?
I guess we can do some research and see what would
Yeah,
best fit that.
I would
So,
think there's some other
there's
model
something
out there. Yeah.
I mean, do you just want me to call it retention? Health, it'd
I mean-
have to be related to the health insurance only, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be
I
something
mean-
I could do some research on and see what other organizations call it. And outside, I mean, it's not different than what
This-
others.
It could just be health insurance related then. Okay.
Okay. The holiday pay handbook updates.
So then the other things in the switching to the employee handbook, the first thing is the Medicare eligible section. So in looking at the Medicare secondary payer regulations, we really can't offer any sort of payment towards a Medigap or Medicare supplement policy. So I just put that language in there. People can still waive the Medicare or our policy, but they can't, we can't pay anything towards those premiums.
And your new language reflects that, correct?
Yes,
Yep. Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
And then the holiday portion of it, with this, think Eldon's going to come up and speak to it, but we're basically proposing that if an employee is required to work on a holiday, that they would be paid time and a half for the hours that they work. And I can have you speak more.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eldon Mayer, Stark County Sheriff's Office. I just wanted to relay a little bit of conversation we've had amongst the staff over at the Sheriff's Office as it pertains to holiday pay. You know, currently, if you look at the Sheriff's Department, technically are the only employees that will work a holiday. Just because of the nature of the job that we do, we are required to work that day. Obviously, there could be some call out of road department, something like that, but essentially the Sheriff's Office are the only employees that will work on a holiday or that are assigned to work a holiday. There's currently no benefit to working on a holiday. 8 hours of regular pay is extended currently to all county employees, but all with the patrol deputies who work. Simply because not working the holiday is not an option for our patrol deputies. Sacrificing that holiday with their families should be recognized. It's recognized with a lot of our law enforcement partners in the region and around the state. Dickinson Police Department is paid at time and a half for working a holiday. The North Dakota Highway Patrol is compensated at time and a half for working a holiday. Dunn County Law Enforcement is compensated at triple time for working a holiday. If you look at the cost, just some very simple math, I didn't put these numbers together, Jesse and Joetta did. If you look at the cost based on the 2025 pay rates, it's right around $15,000 a year is what we'd be talking about for working all 10 holidays. And probably a little bit less than that. Those estimates were based on 7 deputies that's at full manpower working on a holiday. Realistically, we only have about 4 deputies who work each holiday. Last but not least, I think we've talked a little bit about retention and morale for law enforcement. This last budget cycle, we essentially took away the night differential pay that we were paying our deputies at a loss of roughly about $2,000 per deputy. Working on the holidays, again, would make an adjustment for that. The time and a half benefit is kind of a best practice. I don't know if every law enforcement agency does it, but I know a good portion of those officers do that. So that's a perspective from our employees at the Sheriff's Office. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Real quick, there's the 10 holidays, and the time and a half would be their normal straight time. The holiday pay, the 8 hours holiday pay rate.
Right, and then time and a half for the actual hours worked on that day.
Okay.
So they would get their holiday, but they would get time and a half for the hours they work on that holiday.
With the 2026 raises, have you calculated what this is?
I have not.
So currently, if this policy is not adopted and you have a deputy out working on a holiday, their current compensation is strictly the holiday pay?
You know, they get 8 hours of holiday pay.
Plus their straight time.
Plus their straight time.
And you're asking to move the straight time to time and a half?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With this proposal, I see it's kind of targeted towards law enforcement. I'm just wondering if we did have a road issue or any other county staff, does this extend to them as well or no?
Well,
I don't know what the current makeup of that is.
I can speak to the road department. They're paid time and a half if they're called in to work.
Okay.
It's already in the policy. And for another employee, they would have to be required to work to get the time and a half. If they just chose to work, they just get straight time.
So this proposal would put the law enforcement officers on the same scale as road?
Well, ideally, probably, but it'd be more on the same scale as other law enforcement agencies.
I get it, but I'm on the county level.
Yeah, road gets time and a half for being called in after hours.
Okay, what about holidays?
If they get called in on holidays, say it's Christmas Day
Yeah,
and they gotta go.
I mean,
to
they're
work,
not
it's the
scheduled.
same. They'll get their 8 hours pay and their time and a half.
Well, yes.
Any other comments, questions?
Can we see what that in the next meeting, what that would, on the 2026 budget, that cost would be? With the
That was
increases?
based on 2025 pay rates. I don't see where it's going to be it's not going to
Not
be
gonna
a
change
real
significantly.
significant change.
You said 2,000?
No.
Or what'd you say?
15.
Just over $15,000.
So it's going to go up 4 or 5%.
And that comes out of our overtime budget, obviously.
Yeah, and that was with 7 officers, I think we were calculating. 6, you know, like he said, we'd probably only have
We probably only have
Four?
four,
4.
and so it's going to be less than that $15,000 mark, likely. You know, if you look at those holidays, just, you know, again, feedback you get from the guys that are actually out there working, you got increased traffic during the holiday periods. You got people coming into the community, normally more than what they're used to dealing with just by sheer nature of the holiday.
Where the stress level goes up.
So yeah, answering a lot more calls for service, typically. And again, there is a little bit of downtime. People get to their destinations and whatnot, and so there's a little bit of downtime, but a lot more potentially calls for service during those time periods.
So that 15K was based on 7 officers,
Yes.
and now it's 4, ideally? Is that what you said?
Yeah, typically it's 4 working per shift.
Per shift.
No, it's 4 per shift.
So it would be potentially 7, still 7.
Oh, you got
individuals,
AM,
right?
PM, yeah.
Well, right, but guys typically like to take the holidays off. And there's typically 2 guys out working on holiday, which is why I come out on a holiday typically and help out at no extra cost to you, Chairman. So, yeah, obviously guys are gonna take holidays off with families typically, so that's where he's getting that number.
If they request a holiday off, I mean, our minimum manpower is 2 deputies. We typically don't like to go to that. That's at a, you know, base level that we require, so.
Other questions, thoughts on this?
We just need to do a budget adjustment if we're gonna go for this, is that correct? We need
Yeah.
to
Are
add a
we
cer-
proposing this start on 1/1/26?
We do not need a budget adjustment. It'll come out of our overtime budget.
It's a policy adjustment.
Just changing the policy.
This was already budgeted for 2026?
Right, again, if we have problems with our overtime budget, it's going to be because of the events going on next summer, which we've already talked about. This isn't going to
This is only
make or break us.
only affecting holiday pay, right?
Right.
So,
Okay.
I guess I'd make that motion to increase the sheriff's department 10 holidays from normal straight time to time and a half. For those holidays, I'd be open to if anybody wanted to pick certain holidays or all 10 of them, so, but I would be for all 10 of them.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner White. Can we, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Commissioner Franchuk. Any other discussion, questions? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right. Next item on the agenda is the phone system proposal, IT, Jeremiah.
So I sent out a proposal yesterday, a little late with it, but you guys talked about your last meeting that we needed a new phone system. We've known this for a little while now. I got a quote from Consolidated for a system that is not internet dependent, that will keep going if the internet goes out, to replace it so that our emergency responders can be reached in case of emergency where there's no internet still. And The new phone system is going to run $225,000 roughly to replace it.
I didn't know rotary phones were that expensive.
They're antiques, so they cost.
Our current phone system, you can't get replacement parts for it, so we've already had to replace the extension office one with a refurb. Those are never guaranteed to last very long, so we could end up having issues with it again, or we could lose more. We have some phones that aren't working for people great, and we can't get new phones, so.
So on this proposal, each building would now have their own separate back room, whatever that piece of equipment is called.
Correct.
And what's the you mentioned the county agent, how many phones are involved in the county agent's office?
I am not entirely sure exactly how many phones there are over there, but it does not count the SSO phones because they're going to their own system.
There's 8 apparently.
What's that?
There's 8 phones there apparently.
8 phones.
Yeah.
So 8 phones to include the back room technology is 3,500 per phone.
Do we have, are our phone systems IP phone systems currently? That we have? They run off
I don't think.
internet, right? Our current phone system run off the IPs, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we're wanting to do away with that?
Yes, because every time we have a blip on the internet, we lose our phones. People can't get a hold of us. It's a problem if there's an emergency that happens at the same time. If we have an emergency and lose the internet, nobody can call EM, right, on their listed number. So, or the sheriff's office for that matter.
And does that happen like long durations that the phone is out?
Sometimes, yes.
Can we do something like, in my office, I have an IP phone. It can have no power in the building at all, but I have an iTalk app. The phone rings right to my cell phone from there, and it's just an app, and it's free, and it's through Consolidated.
Okay.
And so if the phones are out, the office phone rings right to my cell phone.
Curious, I mean, are we at a bid threshold here or are we at a threshold of cost here that we need to have this bid?
That was one thing that when I seen these costs, I was wondering. I mean, I don't see how we could do a bid app because we don't pay for all employees' phones, so we can't
Yeah.
require them
Or
to.
we could have one county phone.
Well, but the phone system in general, so this number, this 225 numbers, that exceed the threshold where we have to take it to bid.
Well, that was one thing that I was wondering about, but with it being our only, I mean, who else other than Consolidated?
But we still,
In our
even if there's
area.
only one provider available, we still have to kind of bid it.
Yeah.
Threshold is for public improvements. I don't know that this is considered a public improvement. But if you're gonna, I believe the law is if you have any federal dollars at all that you're gonna maybe use for it, you have to bid it. So
Wow.
you might wanna, you might wanna just try bidding it. I don't know that.
I can check on that, but I mean, we wouldn't be able to. We don't have any federal dollars to use for this, but I can definitely look at that.
So the other question I have then is other facilities that I know the jail, the LEC, and maybe the emergency management, are those separate systems owned? You know, the SWIMC, I'm sure owns that phone system there.
Actually, SWIMC has been under Stark County's phone system for as long as it's been around, but they have been informed that we're looking at upgrading our phone system, and so they will also be transitioning over to getting their own bill and separate it out as well. They've been told.
What about EMM?
I'm pretty sure EMM is included under the sheriff on here, but
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'd like some sticker shock, to say the least, but would like some clarification on the bid requirements, so we're not outside that. Other comments, thoughts? I mean, is this, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the Ferrari, what is this system? What do you think?
This is basically like a hardline phone. I
So it's
don't
middle-
know that there's any other Dickinson hardline phones. It's not IP cloud-based.
We'll have to put the phone jacks back in that were taken out when we went to IP phones.
They got it all wired up downstairs.
Still there.
Yeah.
That's a lot to go back to just back into
But,
1980.
I mean, these systems can be all over the board technology-wise, voicemail, call forwarding, all this kind of stuff. I'm just wondering, what do we need? And make sure that we don't go significantly over that, but let's get what we need, because this is gonna be a 20-year to 30-year.
And there is comments down here, Jeremiah has, City of Dickinson will be using this same phone system that is being proposed for Stark County. Social Services will be using a cloud-based Microsoft Teams phone system, and the jail will be moving to a state plan. So there is notes down there that say what those other entities are planning on doing. That's from Jeremiah though, so I don't.
Yes.
So, I mean, the problem is that the actual physical phones that we have are basically not repairable, not upgradable, right? They're basically becoming obsolete, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
If they break, we can't really replace them.
Well, okay,
I
so,
mean, there's a limited supply of refurbs.
okay. Well, okay, so has there been any thought as far as just replacing the actual physical phones and staying with the IP or not? Or is that not preferred here? We want it,
Oh, I just had that's how I got the app. Consolidated came out and gave me new phones, and that was about a month ago. No cost to me were the new phones. And they showed me the app, how I can forward it to emails as well.
I mean, I'm just
and to keep
curious
everybody.
what the, you know, with the current usage, I mean, are we experiencing significant outages via the IP?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it because of the age of the phone? Or is it our internet?
It's just the internet thing. When you tie it to the cloud, if you have an issue with the internet anywhere that gets between us and the cloud, you got no phones. So that cuts our emergency responders off by the phone. That's the problem I'm trying to solve here.
Have we had any incidents of this happening?
A couple times a year.
We do?
Well, okay, so is dispatch, are they hardware? I assume.
I'm not sure. I think Dickinson takes care of their phone,
Okay.
which they will be moving to this system.
Because ultimately, it's all about, I mean, they're not calling the sheriff's office, they're calling 911 if there's an emergency,
Right? I would assume.
right? And it gets disseminated via radios or whatever. I mean, you guys haven't missed any calls because of any internet outages, have you, Corey?
No, dispatch and obviously 911's gone down a few times on a separate note, but no, not because of this.
So we can check on the bidding with this threshold. You know, we just want it brought to the attention because it was first brought to us by Consolidated, I would say, was that
Couple years ago.
2 years ago, maybe
Yeah,
3
2
years
years ago at least.
that they told us that this was coming.
Yep.
So it's not a big surprise. I know the number is kind of not great, but we knew it was coming. And so
How long-
we can get that answer as far as the bidding threshold part, but.
Okay. So, I mean, we can also then wait to take action till the next meeting, you think?
I think that's fine. We can maybe get an answer on some of those things, and then you guys can think it over and,
So timeline from purchase to delivery and installation estimate, do you have one?
I do not have an estimate on how long it would take them.
All right.
Thanks, Jeremiah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll make sure we get this on the agenda next month as well. Okay, that concludes the normal items on the agenda. I don't know if you want to take a break, or should we just move into public comments? Okay, we'll take a break for 10 minutes. Thank you. We'll return at 10:40.
Oh, hi Bernie, how are
Great, how are you?
I'm good.